A very good morning to you. It's Sunday, the 15th of July, 2018, and another beautiful day, boys and girls, here in Royal Berkshire, in Bracknell, from where is, from Werth. Oh, I don't know how you would say that. From where this program is coming to you from this morning. Boys and girls, I've been embarrassed this morning. Oh my God, I have been so embarrassed. The last time I was embarrassed as I was this morning is when I was walking around Chariot and someone told me I had a dirty towel. It's awful. Awful. Really is. So there I am this morning. I'm up bright and early on a Sunday morning, as you well know. 7:20 in the morning. I'm up bright and breezy. Okay. I've had my breakfast, which was my overnight oats. Had a cup of tea, watered a few plants, jumped on my bike, and off I went in a short sleeve shirt and a pair of shorts on my way to the Corpus Christi in Wokingham for morning mass at 9 o'clock with Father David. Perhaps they should do that in the church. Maybe they should start off a mass like it's a show. Do you know what I mean? And then a voice comes out as Father David walks out the side. It's the 9 o'clock mass from the Corpus Christi Wokingham with Father David. And then there's a fan or a hymn. And then he starts talking. I don't know if that would work or not. Anyway, so I'm on my bike there. And I've got near to the church. Okay? And there's cars parking. And then usually at this point I bump up onto the curb and I park my, tie up my bike, not within the church car park, but on the pavement that is next to the church. Okay, so I've bumped up the curb. Sorry, no, incorrect. So someone's walking that way, and I've bumped up or tried to bump up the curve. I've missed it. Now it's a good job I weren't going fast. I've somehow clipped the curb in such a way that instead of bumping up, my wheel, instead of going like that, it's gone like that. I've gone over. I've gone over. Now, I don't mind a bit of pain. The odd graze, a cut, something like that. But I hate people seeing it happen. Oh my God. And Una, she writes the newsletter. Una came rushing over. Are you all right? God. I said, the only pain I feel is the embarrassment that you've had to come over and say, am I all right? She says, oh, I'm sorry to embarrass you. And I picked myself up I'm in the middle of the road here. I picked myself up the road and I'm brushing down my knees. And there's a look, damage on my hand. Look. There we are. Perhaps maybe I can sue the council for this, for having sharp roads. You know, if that road had been filed down correctly, I wouldn't have this small cut that's down. What if it gets infected? I might have septicemia, or whatever it's called. Septis. I could have septis. I might lose my hand today. It could get a lot worse, you know. Anyway, so that's my embarrassment this morning. I've fallen off my bike. Oh dear. Never mind. That's the way it is, isn't it? I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to take a risk. And I'm going to open a phone line. Okay? If I get one single boring phone call, I'll close the line. So if you've got nothing to say, just rung up to say hello. That's boring. Not to me, but to the other people watching and listening, you see. They would get, someone's just rung up to say hello. What's all that about? If you've got a story of an embarrassing moment, and I don't care what it is, okay? I don't care what it is. If you go too far, I'll cut you off, all right? But if you've got an embarrassing story, let me do something. An embarrassing story, then give me a call, and we'll talk about it this morning. There's the phone number is up there now, 020-8144-3477, 020-8144-3477. Give me one of your embarrassing moments. I'd love to hear one of those this morning. 020 8144 3477 if you've got an embarrassing moment to tell me about this morning, okay? So there's this morning's embarrassing moment over, boys and girls. Good morning to Joanna on the YouTube. Weird City Citizen, good morning to you. First messaging of the morning on Facebook Live to Handy Andy. Good morning, Handy Andy. Rob Brownlowe, are you first in? No, second, I'm afraid. Got to be a bit quicker than that, old boy. A little bit quicker than that, young Roy. Hello to Samantha Howard. Welcome, Samantha Howard. We got a call coming in. Good morning. Who's calling? United Kingdom Talk.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, who's that?
It's Roy.
Hello, Roy. How are you?
Well, I'm not too bad. It's a lovely day up here in the country.
Oh, whereabouts are you, Roy? I can't remember now.
Derby.
In Derby.
Derbyshire.
I don't think I've ever been there. Now, what's the main road that goes through there, Roy?
There's Nottingham Road, there's Mansfield Road, there's Derby Road.
I mean, you're not A1 or M1, one of those, are you?
M1 Junction 28, the A38.
Oh, okay. Because when I go up north, I'm A1M, which is slightly over to the... Is it to the left or the right? I can't remember now. To the A1, to the M1. One of the two, anyway. What you got for us, Roy?
Right. Quite a few years ago, I was working as a coat entertainer, which is like a red coat type entertainer.
Butlins?
It was actually Bourne Leisure, so it's a private company.
Bourne Leisure. Now, is that caravans or chalets? Or
both?
Caravans
and chalets. They're based in Canberra Sands. The one I worked at.
Yes. That's not by any chance the old Pontin site, is it?
That's next door.
Oh, is it really? Because I've been to that one, but I've never been to a Bourne Leisure, I don't think.
Oh, it's next. Yeah, Pontin's next door. Anyway, I was obviously we sang and skipped about type dancing in shows.
Yes.
I played Mowgli at Jungle Book, the young
Jungle
boy.
Book, yeah. Oh, doobie doo. Yep.
So one night I had to wear like a loincloth. It's the I Want to Be Like You, my friend was singing that.
Yeah.
And there's one stage, it's where the snake hypnotised, that one, sorry, where the sheep hypnotised stage. Cindy was hypnotising me. I fell to the floor, did my show. A bit later on, three old dears that were sat at the front because, we really loved your show. You were brilliant. But we could see everything you got. I wore a G-string. Of course, when I fell over, everything fell out. and the full front row of the audience could see all my mother's fishing tackle. But luckily, in them days, no one had Facebook and no one took photos.
I bet they didn't let you forget that one for a while.
All week, these three old dears. Will there be another show this week?
Did you find that you were chatted up by the old dears a little bit after that, quite a lot?
Them three did that week because obviously, I got something that they wanted, to cook.
I accidentally exposed once. Oh yes, but not my front, my back part. My back part.
Oh,
I was in a swimming pool. And I noticed, I don't have a large selection of swimming shorts or anything like that. This would have been about 15, 20 years ago, so it was a bit slimmer then. And then people were generally wearing trunks rather than shorts before the fashion changed. And I had this pair of shorts, and I was aware that they were becoming a little bit worn. Anyway, so I'm in this swimming pool up at the Rackets Club, just up the road from me. And I'm going up and down there. And this woman's waving at me from the side. And I put my head up and waved back. And she's pointing. And I'm like, what? She's pointing. So I went down to the end, came back again, and I stopped. I said, what's up? She said, your chunks have come off. And I felt behind me, and the back part had just completely disintegrated.
But by the way, Chris, me and Andy, when you do your karaoke nights, we play Spot the EastEnders star lookalike.
Oh yes, I saw you making comment. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone that gets on stage, we say who we think they look like. So we're avid fans of your karaoke nights.
No, I don't.
Do I get a key ring for this story?
There's no bloody key rings. There's nothing here. There's no books, no key rings. There's nothing. I'm afraid we got nothing to give away at the moment. Nothing. There's too much going on.
A free weekend at your caravan.
I'm not in it yet. I haven't been there yet. I'm very, very excited. I'm going up there tomorrow night after work. And
well,
I'll be going. I'll be staying at my sister's Monday night. That's Monday night, Tuesday morning, simply because I won't know my way to that. I know my way to the site, but not the caravan. And like 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to be driving around trying to find where you're supposed to be. So I'll stay at my sister's on Monday night, and then quite early Tuesday morning when we get up, I'll have breakfast, and then we'll probably go straight over there now.
There's nothing worse in the dark, is there, knocking on 20 caravan doors to find your own.
Well, I'm at the end, but you know, there's several roads that have an end within the site, so it could be any one of those, and I'm not sure which one it is. But very much looking
Chris,
forward to that.
I better let you get on with things, hadn't I?
Oh no, I was just going to ask you. I was going to ask you about your red coat thing. You were singing and dancing, were you?
Yeah, I'm not a very good singer. I'm a chorus line singer. We used to have to sing and dance. We used to do like Grease, old time music shows. That sort of thing. Twice a week. It's quite hard work, very hard work.
Yes.
I mean, it was like a 45-minute show.
For very little money, isn't it?
You wouldn't retire on it.
You couldn't live on it. Yeah,
you were okay, but you wouldn't retire on it. But a lot of people, you did it just for the experience. A lot of girls did it. I don't know about now, but in them days, I mean, it doesn't really matter now because actually is not that strong anymore. A lot of girl dancers used to do, because if they did a 19-week season, they could apply for their equity card.
I understand. When was this you did this?
Sorry?
When was it you were doing this?
Oh, Chris, you're going right back now. It's probably, I did it from about 1989 to about 1994, and then I went abroad for a couple of years DJing and stuff like that.
Wow. You've done the
now I do magic.
You've done the sort of same stuff as me as well, there, haven't you? Do you do karaoke at all?
Yeah. I DJ'd in London for a while years ago. I don't know if you remember him. His name was he had a shop on
Steve Young,
Bush Road, just up from the studios.
Oh, okay.
And I worked for an agent there.
Not Rainbows.
Sorry?
Not Rainbows.
Rainbow, yeah.
Oh, it was Rainbow. I'll tell you his name. Mervyn,
yeah.
Mervyn.
Bless him, yeah. I lived above the shop in one of the bedsits.
Mervyn. Yes, I know him.
Yeah.
Paid peanuts.
I think he died. Did he die?
Did he die?
I heard he died. I don't know if it was true.
Oh, okay.
He passed on.
Okay, I know. I knew him, and I never worked for him, but I knew him. I knew people that worked for him, and they were always moaning that he took a huge chunk in commission. Huge chunk in commission. Now I've got an agent. I've got an agent.
Yeah, I mean, part of my money he used to pay for the room, obviously, because he used to hire it. It was like a little 2x2 room, like for a small.
Yeah.
I did the Elephant and Castle a couple of times on Vauxhall Bridge and a few.
Elephant and Castle. So would you know David Rosen then? Because he worked there, Elephant and Castle. That's gone now.
Probably. I can remember Pat. He was the head barman.
Right.
He was as camp as the day was long, and he was the head barman.
No, not remembering him. A lot of those people would have died by now, I suppose, because that was the time when the Big A was around, wasn't it? And people weren't surviving
unfortunately. Yeah. In fact, they used to label me as the straightest DJ in town because I was the only gay DJ they didn't have.
Really? Well, you wouldn't know it from your voice.
No, I'm not here. I've got 3 kids up here. But,
I think it's absolutely. It's doing the whole red coat thing. We used to go to Pontins as a child, and I always wanted to be a blue coat, but it just I never did it in the end. You know, I got involved in the DJ, and then I was working every night, and I thought about it, and I thought, well,
Pontins is very hard. It's very. I mean, I worked for
long days, aren't they?
It was the other one, not Pontins. We've got one Isle of Wight. I worked on the Isle of Wight.
Warners on the Isle of Wight.
Warners.
Yeah, Warners, yellow coats. Yeah.
Blue. We're blue, like a blue stripe coat, if I remember.
No, yellow and blue stripes, I think Warners were.
That's it, yeah. That was it. Yeah, I worked on Paul St Clair, which is on the Isle of Wight, briefly. Right. And my head manageress, who was in charge of it, was Ali Campbell, actually, before his sister.
Right.
So yeah, but I mean, they were good days, mate. Good days, you know, and you lived in a caravan for the summer, didn't you? You became a gypsy for the summer.
Well,
and then in winter you had no job.
Well, in the 70s, when we were going to Pontins, there were no caravans then. It was all chalets. Now that's kind of the
right.
Haven thing that, is all caravans now. But at that time in the 1970s, perhaps that's a little bit before you. How old are you?
57.
Oh, you're a bit more on me then. But I remember in the 1970s, the caravan thing wasn't so big. It was all Pontins were all chalets. There were no caravans, and the same for Butlins. And I
Yeah.
think the caravans came along a bit later with the Haven.
A lot of the camps I've worked on, I mean, the one I worked on are owners' camps, what they call owners' camps. A lot of people, actually like yourself, own chalets, own caravans, then let them out. Well, the worst thing was they used to let them out through the summer, but a lot of them came from London. So and then in the 6-week holidays, you got all the owners' kids there who were brats. They weren't interested in anything you were doing. First week they'd seen all the shows, they weren't interested in anything you did. All they wanted to do was you work for us and abuse you verbally.
Do you still do anything like this now?
Sorry?
Do you still do anything like this now, Roy?
I do magic. I do magic. I auditioned for Britain's Got Talent last year and went before the judges.
Oh, right, yeah.
I do magic. I do a bit of magic, a bit of film production, and I do quite a few weddings, magic weddings. Yeah, weddings and magic. That's a lot of things. So and sometimes photography for weddings and a bit of web design. So yeah, I still keep my hand in a little bit, but of course, don't you ever feel sometimes I've had enough?
Oh, God. Well, I got to that with the DJing. To be honest, I got to that with the DJing about 8 or 9 years ago, but I carried on. And people said, oh, no, don't give it up. And I listened to them and I carried on, which is probably a good thing because the money kept coming in at the time,
Yeah.
But eventually I just, and what it was, I was working at a place in Clapham and was really, really unhappy there. And then the manager came to me one day and said, look, we want to start going until 3 o'clock. We were doing 2 at the time. Now, 2 a.m. was already a struggle for me because all my other nights were finishing at 12, 11:30, 10:30, and then once a week it was going till 2. So, of course, come midnight, I'm starting to get tired. And then as soon as he said 3 o'clock, I said, oh, no, that's it. I'm gone now. Thank you very much. Thanks for the work. That's it.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
I think DJs died a lot now. I mean, I think the smoking ban killed it. I mean, I did mobiles for quite a lot of years.
Yes.
The smoking ban killed it, and then cheap drinks from Tesco's finished it off. Around here, if you see them, they just know someone's out with a laptop sort of thing.
Well, the whole smoking thing, the best example I can give you of that, I was doing this place in Essex called Colours about 2 years ago now. Anyway, I was there for 6 weeks. I didn't like. I quit after about 6 weeks because I didn't like it there. And one of the reasons was, I mean, we'd get there. We'd be booked 9 till 3. Okay, now that's a long shift for a DJ, 9 to 3. I know probably people watching this now, oh, well, we do 8.5-hour days. Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same because if you're DJing 9 to 3, you are standing there from 9 till 3 with no breaks. You don't stop for 15 minutes for tea or half an hour for lunch or whatever. You're there for the whole time. And what would happen at 9 o'clock? So I'd be there at 8:30. I'm always early. Or you ask anyone I've ever worked for, I'm always there early, right? And I'd start 9 o'clock. About 11 o'clock, you might get a couple of customers walk in, right? And then gradually, you'd get a little group dancing on the floor, right? Right, here we go. So they might start dancing, and then you might have a little group on the floor dancing by about 11:45, and then one person would decide they wanted to go out for a cigarette. And that's it, they'd all follow. And you'd have an empty room again. Oh, it was awful. Awful, and that's the best example I can give you of the smoking ban. Although, I would say to you, I'm glad they banned the smoking because I used to come out there stinking, and I'm just below the borderline COPD caused by years of working in smoking environments. So probably they stopped that at the right time to save my life there. Do you smoke, Roy?
What did it for me was. What did it for me was I worked at a place where every Christmas for every year, but some of our bookings would be 3 floors up.
Oh,
you've got to come down 3 floors to have a cigarette.
Yeah, I remember that. And I used to
down.
Oh yes, when you did the mobile discoing. When I was, I'd get jobs like that, and sometimes they'd be in somewhere in London, right? So literally, you'd have to take risks, and what you'd have to do is unload your van leave the stuff in a hallway somewhere and then go and park the
right.
van, come back and hope that it was still there. And it always was, to be fair. And it was the same in the lift. You know, if you were going up 3 floors, it might be a small lift and you can't get it all in there. So you'd have to put some in, then take that up in a lift in the hope that the stuff that you'd left downstairs will still be there when you get there. But I mean, it always was, to be fair. So I know what you mean by going upstairs.
You take your small stuff first, wouldn't you? Your amps, and you leave your
Yeah. And the computer, and nowadays, of course, because we had records then, now it's all on a computer. The computer, let me tell you, that never leaves my side. That's either over my shoulder or in the house. It's the one thing I never left in the car. So, along with, you know, when we used to have records. So I would never, ever leave records in the car. My friend David Rosen, who was a big-time DJ as well, he drives a minicab now. I always remember him. He said, "You don't leave your records in the car." And I said, "No, never." He said, "I've got some horror stories I could tell you about DJs that have left records in their car overnight to get up." I mean, you can lose an amplifier. You can buy that tomorrow, right?
But you couldn't insure records, you know.
No.
No insurance company would insure your records.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
I tried several times to insure my records.
Yeah.
And the insurance company would say, "We won't insure records."
Right. Well, I mean, of course, it doesn't matter so much now because you've got all your music on your laptop. And I think you find most DJs also have 2 or 3 hard drives with the whole thing copied over onto those. So you can't really lose your records again. Unless, of course, you don't back up regularly, in which case you'll lose the most recent ones. I try and do mine once a month, really. And it's not so much because I kind of stopped buying music now. I've stopped buying music because I don't DJ. The only thing I buy now is karaoke songs, and they're not expensive, not in comparison to what they used to be. So I buy 1 disc a month, right, which I download from Sunfly. I used to buy Mr. Entertainer, and I used to buy Zoom, but I found I didn't really need them all. All you've got to do is buy 1 disc a month from Sunfly, which is £13.95. And then sometimes people say, "Oh, can you get this song for me?" And I'll go on and I'll get the song, and it costs like £2. Not
Chris, there's people moaning in the chat room. I'm taking over.
People moaning where?
Someone else a chance.
Who's moaning?
Gustav Strip.
Oh, don't take any notice of them. Go on, off we go then. Nice to talk to you, Roy.
Right, all right, mate. Anyway, I'll open it again and we'll have another chat another time.
Lovely to talk to you, Roy.
2 DJs get together, mate. It's like 2 old women over a fence.
I'll see you later. Mate. Bye now. There we are, Roy calling in from Derby. That's the first time I've talked to him there. Let me just type him into my system so I know it's him next time he calls Roy. Are you moaning because I haven't read your messages out? That's what's going on there. Where did he say it was? Derby. I've never been to Derby. I don't think I've ever been to Derby anyway. There we are. Thank you for calling in, Roy. All right, now where's your messages coming up there? Good morning to Diane Jebb. Morning, Diane. Angela Walters is there in Melbourne, Australia. Morning, Angela. Marcus Kazman. Welcome to the show, Marcus. I hope you're well this morning. Hello to Ali, who's laughing his head off. That's what we like. People laughing, dear. Gustav, he said you had a nasty skiddy on your towel. No, the bike skidded on the road. What are you going about? Skid marks on towels, Gustav. I don't know what you're talking about. Good morning to Alan Campbell. Good morning, Alan. Hope you're well down there in Youghal. It's a very posh area, Youghal. Oh, yes, Surrey. We got people listening in Surrey this morning. Hello to Nick Mason. Can I have a key ring? There's no key rings, Nick. No key rings. Dean. Good morning, Dean. Where are we? Hello to... that's it. Ray Reynolds. Thank you. Mervyn Thomas. That was the bloke. Did he die, Ray? We don't know if he died. The DJs that worked for him were always complaining to me that he paid rubbish money. Rainbow Discos. That was it. I remember him. I knew it was either going to be Mervyn or Chris Young from Young's Discos, which was in Camden Town, wasn't it? Good morning, Christopher. Christopher Ireland. See you going into some strange man's caravan going around that time in the morning. What a good idea. I could use that as an excuse to knock on some fit bloke's caravan. Excuse me, is this my caravan? A bloke comes out with tattoos, about 35 years old. No, it ain't, mate. Oh, well, can I stay here anyway? Probably knock me out, wouldn't he? It says, Christopher says, now everyone is asking for merchandise. You need to get, but sell it. What a good idea. I could be selling merchandise. Key rings, hats, T-shirts, tea towels. Chris Reardon soap on a rope. Don't sit on that ones. Morning to Maureen. Texting in this morning on the text service as well. Good morning, Maureen. Alan was a Butlin's boy every year. That's right. I remember, Alan. I remember having a discussion with you when we were about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. I remember that. I said, we go to Pontin's. You said, oh, we go to Butlin's every year. I remember you saying that. I remember that. Good morning to SOS Gregorian. Good morning to you, sir. Are you still in Armenia at the moment on holiday? He's having a nice time in his home country there. Okay. What do you mean, 2 old gas bags? We are not 2 old gas bags, Roy. Don't take any notice of the others, dear. Good morning, Russ, who's in the most beautiful part of the world known as Yorkshire. Over on the other system, let's have a look. Capital Tyres, good morning to you, sir, of the United Kingdom Talk Broadcasting Service. And he reckons I look in good health. I'm feeling in good health this morning. I must say I am feeling in good health, okay? Right, what else have we got to talk about here? So I got back here after church this morning. I've put a jacket potato in the oven, which will be ready. What's the time now? 31, which will be ready in about half an hour's time. So I'm not going to be chatting for hours today. You're probably pleased to hear that. We won't be doing hours of chat. Nice jacket potato in the oven. I spoke to my niece last night on the way to work this morning. Last night, my niece called me. I feel very close to my niece and nephews. I really am. And my niece called in, and there's 2 bottles of champagne up there. One which I took up there at Christmas time, which myself and my niece and my sister were supposed to have. I was going to invite them. I wasn't going to invite the boys, because they're happy with pints of lager. Do you know what I mean? My nephew Gary or nephew Jimmy will probably look at this little glass of champagne and laugh. So I wasn't going to invite them. It was going to be a girls' a girls' get together in my caravan. I didn't have a caravan. I was renting one then, you see, on Christmas night or Boxing night or something like that. But it didn't happen. So the bottle's up there. Nice bottle of champagne. And which I got on special offer from Waitrose. I think it was £10 off or something like that. And then for my nephew's 21st birthday, Jimmy, he had his 21st birthday this year as well. I took another bottle of champagne up there, and we were going to have that, I don't know, at some point around his birthday, because he hired out a hotel, and he had this big, nice, excellent party that he all arranged. Someone come and done Frank Sinatra, because he likes Frank Sinatra. Isn't it funny? My 21-year-old nephew likes Frank Sinatra, and he likes Rat Pack stuff. And when we go to Vegas in October, me and him are going to Vegas, there is actually a show in Vegas that do all Rat Pack stuff, stuff like My Way, I suppose. Ain't That a Kick in the Head, you know that one? Dun, 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 dun. I think Mary does that. Non-Irish Mary from Ireland does Ain't That a Kick in the Head sometimes when she comes to the karaoke. So we're doing that. And he likes all the Rat Pack stuff. He also goes, or he used to go out clubbing. He went for a period when he first became 18, I think. He started going to these clubs, mainly in Lincoln, where he was. I think there was one called Kinky Boots or something like that in Lincoln, and Home. He went to Home with all his mates. So that bottle of champagne I took up there, and we didn't have that either. Anyway, so yesterday my niece rang up and we're chatting about she's now seen the caravan. Everyone's seen this caravan that I've bought except me. I haven't been there yet. So my sister, it was my nephew, Gary, he's 33 now. He went up there and I trust his judgment, and he said, yep, buy that one, so I did. Then my sister went up there with her husband, Martin. They had a look around. They liked it. Now my niece has been up there and she loves it. She said she got to the end of the road, saw where it was, and she said, that's the one. Fantastic. So I've got good results. Except me, I haven't seen it yet. So we're talking about this and what it's like and all that. And she said she's got me a little gift, as indeed as my other nephew, Gary. He sent me a little message last night saying, we've got you a caravan warming present. He said, we're going to do it Monday and it will be finished by Tuesday. So I have no idea what that is. I bet it's something that the children are making for me. I bet it is. How exciting. A surprise. We like surprises, don't we? Do you like surprises? I like surprises at Christmas and birthdays. I used to be one of those people, what would you like for your birthday? And, you know, you'd think, you don't really know what you want. I think as a child you probably do. But my best mate, he sends out lists. He sends me a list of things that I can select from for Christmas. Isn't a surprise so much more fun? Well, you've no idea what you're going to get. Whether it's a little thing, or a big thing, or the best things of all, something, and I've said this so many times to you before, something that a child has made for you. Let me tell you, a little card, what's been made, I don't know, out of bits of coloured cotton wool and plastic straws and wooden sticks. I've got one downstairs that my great niece Evie made me. That is so much better than a hi-fi system that you've bought down Curry's, isn't it? You know what I mean. That's obviously an aging. I mean, obviously, I think if you're a teenager, maybe I should do that for my great nieces and nephews and my nieces and nephews. Maybe I should do that at Christmas time. I'll make these things out of cotton wool and all that. There you go. Happy Christmas. Oh, thanks, Uncle Chris. Aren't I awful this morning? I'm awful. But there isn't. As you get older, you like different things. And to get something, receive something from something a child has made is the best thing. Anyway, so I'm talking to my niece. I said, well, when we get up there, I'll be in the caravan Tuesday. Why don't you come over? Get Ben, that's her husband. Get your husband to drop you over the caravan, and we'll have that bottle of champagne that I bought up at Christmas. Or for Jimmy's birthday. She said, oh, that's gone. I said, what do you mean it's gone? Oh, well, we had that after Jimmy's party. I said, well, I don't remember having that. Yeah, well, you went back to your caravan. We went back to Mum's. Huh? They've had the bottle of champagne. I was supposed to have some of that. But there must be another bottle somewhere because she didn't mention the other one. So I must get onto my sister later. And it can be like a celebrate. I can't have pissed people all around my caravan making noise, upsetting the neighbours. Because actually, and you are very surprised at this, I'm very quiet. When I'm not doing this, or doing a karaoke, or anything else like that, I'm very quiet. There's no music on in the house. I like, if I'm outside and some bod starts doing sawing or grating, what's that thing? You know what they cut up the stones with? Oh, the noise. I like peace and quiet. I'm kind of two opposites of myself, really, aren't I, when you think about it? Are you the same? Do you like peace and quiet? Anyway, so apparently they've drunk the bottle of champagne. Oh, great. Thanks very much. I ain't buying another one. Not one at that price anyway. I'll go to Aldi and get one of their £10 jobs. They won't even notice the difference, that lot. I tell you that now. Let's go down there. Let's have a look. Thank you, Ray. No, Mervyn is still with us, apparently. Or perhaps you could do a search on Facebook for Mervyn. What was his surname, Ray? Mervyn, let me scroll back up there and see if I can find you. I can't find it now. No, Mervyn something or other, wasn't it? Mervyn, perhaps if you type in Mervyn Rainbows Discos, that might find something, mightn't he? So he is still with us, apparently. Thank you very much. Roy says, I am never boring ugly. Yes, boring never. God, there he is. Nephew Gary Butler's there. Preparing my gift. My caravan warming gift. Yes. That's it, Gary. Good morning to Martin. Hello, Martin. Nice to see you, sir. I've been. What, to Butlins? We used to love Pontins and Butlins were very, very similar. We used to love going to Pontins for our holidays, I tell you. Okay. 1 second. Where are we? Where was the caravan in the intro? It's not yet. We have got to do a new one soon. We'll have to do a new intro. There will be a different intro if I'm doing a show down there to what I'm doing one up here. But I'm not ready to go yet, you see. I'm not ready to do shows from up there yet. Preparation has to be made, dear. We can't just turn a camera on. I might do some testing while I'm up there to see what works and what doesn't work, because it'll be different. Richard said, is it your birthday? No, not my birthday, Richard. Not my birthday until February, unfortunately. So plenty of time to save up for a gift then. All right. I've got to load up my car with some bits and pieces later. I did go back to home base yesterday. Me and my mate went to home base and I bought an air conditioning unit because caravans get very, very hot in the summer. I mean, really hot. Now, I got one for a larger room. You only want to do the bedroom. You only want to do sort of one room, because I have a couple of hours sleep in the afternoon usually. I mean, I might get out of that habit. I don't know if it's possible to get out of that habit after doing that for so long, because I've had to sleep in the afternoon now for like 30 years. I mean, can you get out of that habit once you've been doing that long? I don't know. But so I've bought this air conditioning, and my brother-in-law, Martin, is really good at DIY, so he can do anything. I mean, literally, if there's something to be repaired or built or made and he don't know how to do it, he can watch a YouTube video, right, and then do it. How brilliant is that? I know there's some of you lads out there who also can do that. It's not something I can do, I'm afraid. You know, I can, fortunately, I can talk, and I can generally make the money to pay someone else to do it for me. But I am in great awe of people who literally, I mean, there's loads of blokes and girls, to be fair, and girls around it who can do these things. My sister can decorate. She paints. She paints and she can put wallpaper up and all that. I haven't got the patience to do that. Oh, God, no. I might have a roll of... Oh, I saw some fantastic wallpaper yesterday in home base. Oh, if you've got a child... Go to home base. They've got Disney wallpaper there. They've got Disney wallpaper with that. Who's that old cow? You know, the one. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. That one. What's her name? Elsa. That's it. They've got Elsa wallpaper, and it's beautiful. It's about, I think it was about £13 a roll. I don't know how many rolls you'd need in a room. How many rolls would you need of wallpaper in a room? Eh? They've got Elsa wallpaper. They've got, like, there's this shark thing. I can't remember. I think it's popular with the children. I don't know if it's a Disney one or some other cartoon thing. It's a shark. Does that mean anything to anyone? There's a shark. What else is there? Oh, the horse with the one horn. What's that? There's unicorns, all pink and white. Beautiful children's wallpapers in home base. So go to, if you're going to get your room decorated for your child or even yourself, I've got to be honest, some of this wallpaper, I thought that's fantastic. Absolutely really bright, bold colours. So if you want some nice wallpaper, go down to home base and look at the Disney wallpaper they've got there. It's beautiful. It really is. Anyone want to come and do my wallpaper? What shall we have? Shall we have ponies? Not donkeys. No, I feel sorry for donkeys. Great big fat people riding on them all the time. I do feel sorry for them. I was watching a programme, actually. We were talking about holidays a moment ago. Butlins and Pontins and stuff like that. This morning, while I was having my breakfast, I watched something I recorded, TV Holidays from Hell. Have you ever seen that? Now, I've only got as far as the first 10, 15 minutes, I think it was, I watched. And anyway... This couple or family, I don't know if family or couple, it doesn't matter, had gone to Gran Canaria. And it starts and it shows you beautiful... But now, I've been to Gran Canaria. Not necessarily. I've been to the gay part of Gran Canaria, where it's all bars and clubs and places like that, and lovely rooms with hardly any lights of them. One of them, which, weirdly enough, has a bath in the middle of it. Isn't that strange? A bath in the middle of this very dark room. Really odd. But anyway, so, no, this is the nicer part. And it shows you a picture of all the green and the mountains and all that. And then it cuts to a picture of this hotel, right? And it says, this is like very early in the morning. So I'm presuming like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And there's the pool. And around the pool are all the sunbeds, okay, dotted all around the pool like that. Right? And around the sunbed, but not around the pool, right, sort of standing over there a little bit, are crowds of people with towels. And I kid, this is not a joke. What happens, okay, they have to wait for a member of staff to go, okay, everyone, off you go. And he claps his hands. And they literally all run for these sun loungers. You've never seen anything like it. No, not all German. Not all German. English, Spanish, whoever. And then within a few minutes, every single sun lounger, I mean, our people can sit out there and sun, I can never do that. To sit around a pool and do nothing and just burn to a cinder. I don't understand. I know a lot of you probably do it, but I can't do something like that. Just sit around a pool and do nothing. But people do. And within a few minutes, every sun lounger has got a towel on it. Right? A few minutes after that, everyone goes back to their rooms. And it's empty again. Except for the fact that now, on every single sun lounger, is a towel. And they all go back to bed. You've never seen anything like it. Now, I understand the whole thing, putting a towel on the sun lounger. I know people have done that for years and years, but I never knew it happened like this. I mean, do you need to be around that pool? Can't you go to the beach or something like that? Why would you want to be around all those ghastly people around the pool, great big things going browner and browner and browner? Let's take a call from Kevin in Manchester. Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Christopher of Reardon. I'm very well. And surprisingly, I am not in Manchester.
Oh, where are
I'm
you?
in the sunny climes of Clam.
Oh, you in Clapham?
I am indeed.
What are you doing up there then? Are you on the Clapham Park? Was it Clapham Park? Clapham Common? Oh, yeah.
No,
I know where you are.
I
know where you are.
Lansdowne Green.
I know where you are because you're big and butch. You're on that little outdoor gymnasium in the middle of the park, aren't you?
Have you got a webcam on me? Can you see me? Look at my thighs, though. Aren't they thick and
Oh,
juicy?
you've got beautiful thighs. They're absolutely beautiful. Not as beautiful as mine, of course.
No, of course.
Do you know what?
Yours are svelte and slight.
Do you know what, Kevin? I scour the internet and television programmes and things like that to find someone as equally good-looking as me, and I can't find one anywhere.
Yeah, do you know what you need to do, though? When you're scouring the TV, you need to turn it on, because you're just looking at your reflection off of this screen.
How are you, Kevin?
Doing?
What you got for us, Kevin?
Well, I was listening to you as I was on my way to my local Sainsbury's supermarket, talking about Gran Canaria.
Yes.
And a certain piece of bathroom attire that was in the middle of a room.
Yes, that's right. Isn't that odd?
I'm just wondering, did you not get yourself confused with the spa at Melanoris?
Melanoris? Where's Melanoris? Is that in Gran Canaria?
It is. It's the area down by the beach which has the lighthouse.
Oh, right. No, I don't think
there's a big spa down there, and it has lots of different sort of things that go on. So you can go and have swimming like a Dead Sea pool, and they have a big ice area. And I just thought you might have got confused with that. But
that sounds absolutely delightful.
If there was no lighting there, then I know exactly where you were going.
No lighting? How do people find their way around?
Dark.
Do you have to feel your way around? I mean, you never know what you grab hold of, would you?
I know, apparently that's what you do. But, I mean, me being young and innocent, would never have been doing anything like that.
What a strange little place that sounds like. It sounds very nice, though, going in a spa and sitting there. I like water. I do like water, don't you?
The pool is the best thing of the lot because you can literally stand upright without your feet touching the floor.
Fully erect,
float.
yes.
Fully erect,
yes.
Even. And it's quite an experience.
Oh, I should think it is.
So yes, but
Well,
anyway,
do you know, on the times I've
excuse
been...
me.
On the times I've been to Gran, and it's a long time ago, and it must be about 10 years since I went there, I never found the beach. Can you believe that? No! And I went
It's
3
surprising, really,
times.
because it's a very small island surrounded by water.
I never ever found the beach. And the funny thing, I seem to spend most of my time talking to a dear friend of mine who died last year called John. Tall bloke who used
Mr. Barry.
That's him. He used to run Hollywoods. Yes.
Yes, Hollywood Show Bar with his ex-partner Tony, who who was my cousin, distant cousin.
Yeah, he died a few years ago, didn't he? His cousin. But,
yeah, Tony passed away quite a few years ago. But
that was it. Yeah.
John was an old fighter, and he did a massive amount of work for HIV charities for LGBT causes. That's right. Not only here, but when he moved over to Gran Canaria for the locals over there as well, and he's sorely missed. Sorely missed.
Wonderful man he was, and he always made me feel so welcome. I never forget though, and I said to him, "Are you happy here?" He said, "No, not really." I said, "Well, when you came over and you bought this place, if you knew what you knew now, would you still have bought it?" He said, "Absolutely not." I said, "Why not?" And he said, "Well, a few reasons, really. The main one is once they realise that you're not from here, you start getting all these extra bills for electricity and things like that. And it's very difficult to get anything done." I said, "But you must make your money." He said, "Well, it ticks over. That's about it." I said, "Well, what about the big events like New Year's Eve?" He said, "Believe me, New Year's Eve is a joke." He said, "What happens is that they buy their usual drink." John said to me, they buy their usual drink, which is probably a Coke, right?
Yeah.
And then just before midnight, they come up to the bar and say, "Oh, it's nearly midnight. Could you put another couple of ice cubes in there for me, please?" He said, literally, it was like that. And he wished he'd never done it. Yeah. But there you go, what can you do?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, my first introduction to John was when I was very, very young and doing amateur strip competitions at the Bridge Bar in Putney.
Amateur strip competitions? I can't think of anything worse.
I know. Couldn't believe it. Me doing those sorts of things.
Did you win?
But he was a lovely... He was very polite and he was very gentlemanly. Yes. And he was, from that moment on, he's had a very special place in my heart, and he was an absolute star. And he was one of the things I looked forward to when I went to Gran Canaria.
Yeah. I met him when I was DJing in Reflex in Putney, and he was so nice.
I remember that place with the light up floor.
Yeah, the light up floor. That was it. And it was one. Yes. Who was the bloke who ran that place? Bloke with a moustache. Before Martin. Oh, I can't think of it.
You're
Cliff. Was it Cliff?
Making my grey cells work.
Was it Cliff? Cliff sounds about right. Cliff.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does. That rings a bell. Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, happy memories that was. Yeah.
Many
a time on that dance floor.
I used to love working there. And there was a funny old crowd there. They absolutely refused point blank to dance until Kylie Minogue came on. Better the devil.
As soon as that went on, you could see. See the dance floor.
Yeah.
It was literally. It was neon and everything flying everywhere.
And once you played the Kylie, that was it. They stayed. But they would not dance until Kylie Minogue came on. How weird is that?
I know, but do you know why they stayed? Because all of a sudden they realised that all of the fans in the ceiling pointed towards the dance floor, and it was the coolest part of the place.
Oh, it was hot in there, weren't it?
It was like a sauna.
Yeah, but the bloke who owned the place, I'm sure it was Cliff. You know, on a bank holiday, who used to give the drinks away? He would give the drinks away back to the customers as a sort of thank you. He was a very, very decent man, he was. I'll tell you that now.
No, he was. Yeah, it was great. So, yes, anyway. So, just going to pop in to get some food. But I just want to give you a quick weather report from Lavender Hill.
Yes.
It's hot.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's sunny and it's hot.
Are you going out?
Anybody who's going out today, make sure you've got sun factor on. And make sure you drink lots of water and have a lovely Sunday.
Is this a government health warning or something like that?
No. Me, government? I don't know what you mean. Can possibly comment.
Have a nice day, Kevin.
And you, big love.
Thanks for calling in. Bye-bye. There's a good friend of mine, Kevin, there. He's a lovely chap, he is, actually, Kevin. Hello, John Parrish. Good morning, John, who says it's night time here. Where's the old fart? I'm here. I'm here. John's in the Philippines. Good morning, John. Jerry says, Chris, you're right, how people can lay in the sun and do nothing. No, I've never been able to do that. I mean, I've tried. I must admit I have tried, but it's very difficult. Generally, I like doing holidays. I love Disney. I love the whole Florida thing. If you go to Florida, if you want somewhere, you know, I mean, it's not mega cheap. On the other hand, it's not. If you go Virgin Holidays, they're like the Florida experts, really. You want to go Virgin, okay? You can take a family of 4. It's not too bad, actually. Go to Florida, 2 weeks. You'll have something to do every day. It's a fantastic place to go on holiday, Florida, if that's the sort of thing you want. If you want history, I can recommend Israel. Wonderful place. If you want to see beautiful greenness and tropical, Caribbean, or if you want to be British, get yourself a caravan or hire a caravan. Thank you, Jerry says, Chris, you're right at how people can lay in the sun all that time. I don't know how they do that. Roy's doing magic later at Outdoor Music Festival. Where's that, Roy? Perhaps some people can come and see you. Good morning, Shane Cameron, joining us today. Welcome, Shane. Handy Andy is hopeless. I wallpapered once. When I finished, I realised I put it upside down. Yeah, I did that. Actually, when I was married, that would be 1983, we had this flat in Battersea. And it was like ivy, red ivy. I remember it. Red ivy it was. Red ivy. And I put it up and I thought, that looks nice. And anyway, parents came round. And I've come to see the decorating, what Chris has done. Oh, yeah. Oh, very Chris, you realise you've put it upside down. And I'm looked. Is it? It was upside down. You wouldn't be able to do that with the Disney wallpaper, would you? You'd put that the right way round. You absolutely would. John says, you'd love it here, Petal. The place is full of gays. I don't think so. Oh, no, that'd be too many in one place. I don't go on these pride marches or anything like that. Too many gays does my head in. Oh, my God. All bitching and that. I'd never, ever dream about talking about anyone. That is true, that is. Sorry? Talking of everyone. Good morning, Mark Cobain. Welcome to the show. And Chris Andrews. Gary says, wait and see what your present is. I can't wait. Talking of people that we like to talk about, boys and girls, there's another story in the Mail Online this morning about Katie Price. Oh, yes. Katie Price. This is terrible news. Terrible news. Now, we know Katie Price, a.k.a. Jordan, you know, the one that likes to get her tits out for everyone all the time. We know her mainly for that. I always thought she was a bit well off. You know, she gets paid for, I think she gets paid for, she sells her wedding photos, stories, this, that and the other. She writes books, this and the other. Well, in the Mail this morning, it reports Katie Price has reportedly been forced to put her beloved animals up for sale in a bid to raise money. Can you believe that? According to The Sun, the reality star, it says 40. 40 it says. Come on. 40? Really? It says, has urged her ex, Kieran. Incidentally, there's a very, very interesting film that Kieran's posted. That's Jordan's ex on the internet, if you want to have a look for that, boys and girls. All right? It's very good. Kieran, to help her find new homes for her farmyard, which includes, right, this is what, these are the animals. She's got 2 llamas. I mean, why would you want a llama? What do they do? Do you ride them? I mean, perhaps they could replace the donkeys on Skegness Beach, because those donkeys need a rest here. They're so tired. Fat people shouldn't be allowed on donkeys, including myself. Adults shouldn't be allowed. You should just only have small children riding. I feel so sorry for those donkeys on Skegness Beach. I really do. And at the end of the day, you see them all wandering home in a little straight line, looking sad. Perhaps they could replace by llamas. Are llamas bigger than donkeys? And can you ride a llama? Why would you have 2 llamas? Anyway, she has. She's got 2 llamas and 4 horses, as well as a number of household pets. It says she's had to put them up for sale. The move is thought to be a desperate bid to drum up funds, with a source claiming Katie, who was once worth £45 million, according to the Mail this morning. I'm not even worth £1 million. God, £1 million. £1 million ain't much anymore, is it? If you was, say you was the age of my younger nephew, 21, right? And I gave him, or he got, I haven't got £1 million to give away, but if he got £1 million, he couldn't retire on that, could he? I don't think you could. You buy a house, I don't know, where he is in Lincolnshire, decent, really nice house, 250,000. They're not dear up there. 250,000, you get a decent house up there, right? Which leaves you 750,000. Okay, so young lad want a flash car, wouldn't he? Say goodbye to another 200,000. That's 450,000. That's 500,000. Which leaves you 500,000. Well, you can get that ain't a lot. You couldn't retire on £1 million anymore, could you? Do you remember when you were a child? £1 million when you was like 18 years old in the 70s or 80s. My God, £1 million. Wow. Now it's not so much. Katie Price used to be worth £45 million. It says she has suffered a major financial blow after a difficult year. What, people not booking you anymore, love? Well, you should have saved some of the money then. Have you spent it all? What on? Work to your body. New breasts. New face. That looks like it needs to be done again soon, love. It says the paper reports that Katie has listed almost all her animals for sale. Does that include what's his name, Kieran? How much is he? Can I rent him? The paper reports that Katie has listed almost all of her animals for sale, including 2 llamas, 6 rabbits, 4 horses, as well as goats, sheep, ducks and pigs. Goats are funny things, aren't they? Oh, they had one of my great nieces in tears, goats. We went to this place. It was somewhere in Lincolnshire. I can't remember where now. Like a children's farm type thing. Or it might have been... I don't know, what was it? I think it might have been like a safari park type thing. There were lions. There were tigers. But there was like a children's zoo area. And you could just walk in. And these goats were just walking around. And it does say on there, goats do barge. Be warned, sometimes they will barge you. Anyway, you could go and get this handful of food, right? From a machine, of course, put a pound in, you get a handful of 50 pence, I don't know what it was. And you get a handful of food. And then you put your hand out like that. And it says, make sure your hand is flat like that. Don't put your finger up. Because that'll hurt, dear. You don't want to lose a finger. So that's how you do. And all these little kids, they're all doing this. And, members of staff are walking around, of course. And parents and people like me. And uncles and things like that. And you get your food and the dog comes and eats it out of there. Right? So, great niece Evie, I think she would have been 4 at the time. We've got her some food and she's put it on her hand. So she said, well, all the goats have come towards her and she bricked it. And of course, once the goats know that you got food, they won't go away. And they got evil eyes. Goats, and they got evil eyes. No wonder the Turkish people eat them. Oh, they're scary goats. I did feel sorry for her. My nephew, my great-nephew Harry, he wasn't bothered by them at all. But mind you, they weren't gathered. They were all gathering around my great-niece. And she started crying, bless her heart. So goats, sheep, ducks and pigs. This is what Katie Price is selling. It goes on. She has even reportedly turned to her estranged husband, Kieran, yum, 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 for help, who has been on the lookout for potential buyers, but to little success. Kieran, I don't know what you're doing going with her anyway. So the marriage is over. So Kieran will be up for grabs soon. I think you should become gay, Kieran. I think you should come out with me on a couple of dates and see if you like that. I mean, it might be a whole new world opening for you, Kieran. Eh? A source revealed Casey hasn't had the easiest of time. Oh, pass me a tissue. Oh, God, please, do me a favour. Hasn't had the easiest time. She told Kieran to get rid of the animals, but he's been struggling to offload the llamas for £2,000 a pop. Hey, anyone got £2,000 to spare? You can have a llama. In front of my new caravan, there's a field. Perhaps they'd be happy walking around in there. They'd start eating all the wheat, wouldn't they? He's selling her prize horses for £7,000 to an equestrian centre near her West Sussex home. And she's been touting... touting the guinea pigs. She's got guinea pigs as well. Aren't they funny things? What do they do? Nothing. We always had one at school. Did you have a guinea pig at school? Always had a guinea pig in class, didn't you? At school. Running around in them little cages. Goats, rabbits to friends and family. However, her attempts to sell her Sphinx cats. She's got Sphinx cats. Dobie and Hagrid and Hedgehog Peggy are thought to have been blocked by ex-husband Peter Andre. Oh, he's still on the scene, is he? As they belong to the two children, Princess and Junior. Actually, you know, I gotta say, and what's her other son's name? Harvey, isn't it? Her children have got reasonable names, haven't they? Sometimes these celebrities give their children the most ridiculous names, but her children are reasonably named. Princess, that's nice. Junior, that's nice. And Harvey. Now, she hasn't given her children embarrassing names. They're reasonable names. Mail Online has contacted Katie's representatives for further comment. So there we are. So if you want to buy llamas, go and see Katie Price and she'll sort you out, okay? Handy Andy says goats are evil things. They charge at you. Well, they did at me once. Charged by a goat. What noise do goats make? I'll have to ask the latest addition to my niece's family, Baby James. What noise goats make? He will know. Baby James, 1 year old now. Paul says she does get her knockers and she brings it on herself. Yes, she does. She does. Let's have a look here. Jerry Cashmore Smith. Good morning, Jerry. Oh, sorry, I've read your one, haven't I? That's it. We've done all the messages there. What we got? John Parrish. You'd love the people here. Oh, I've read that as well. Am I up to date on everything? Yes, I am. Excellent. Okay, gang, we're going to do today's birthdays, and then it's time to go. I've got my jacket potato. That'll be done now. Can you believe I've been chatting here for an hour? My mates, I wanted to be finished by 12 because my mate's waiting to go out for a little trip out to one of the shops. Happy birthday today to DJ Extraordinaire. And I'll class him as a nice friend, Craig Daniel. Happy birthday, Craig. Hope you're doing well, sir. Maybe I'll meet up with you someday. Okay, happy birthday to you, Craig. Happy birthday today to Ian. Ian! Little Ian, happy birthday, Ian. I'm not even going to read your age out, darling. Happy birthday to you, Ian Emsley. Is it Emsley? Ian Emsley from The Boy. I'll always know you, Ian, as The Boy. Happy birthday to you, sir, okay? Mark Hogman is today 55 years old. By the way, Ian, I'm 55, so you're a little bit close to me. Happy birthday to Mark Hogman, 55 years old today. Happy birthday, Mark. Ray Barron. Good morning, Ray. Happy birthday to you. George Rees is 31 years old today. Last time I saw you was in Dulwich, I think. I hope your life is going well, George. Happy birthday to you. Andy Gemel Smith. Happy birthday, young Andy. Matt King. DJ Man. Happy birthday to Matt. Louisa King. 53 years old today. Lippy Lou. You lovely, beautiful lady, 53 years old today. I've put her on the stage a couple of times when I was at the Black Cap. Wonderful person. Happy birthday to Louisa, who is 53 today. Let's sing today's little birthday song, shall we? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Alan Campbell writes in, he's 55 next month. Boy, I feel old. I'm 55 myself, so don't worry. Roy's 57 and still looking beautiful. Are ya? You reckon, Roy? All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us. There's no karaoke tonight, but just a reminder, gang, if you're coming along tomorrow night to the karaoke at Central Station, times have changed there. It's all moved backwards half an hour. So we'll now be starting at 7:30 on a Monday night and finishing at 11 o'clock, okay? So karaoke tomorrow night, every Monday at Central Station Bar, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, starting at 7:30 and finishing at 11 o'clock. Enjoy your Sunday, boys and girls. I'm going to have my dinner now and then off to, I think we're going to home base. I think my mate wants to go to home base and a few other little bits and pieces to do this afternoon. And start loading up my car with my bits and pieces for the caravan. How exciting! I'll see you again tomorrow morning. We're early on a Monday morning, okay? I'll see you about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning because we've got the music and chat show at 10 o'clock. And what I usually do on a Monday morning is ask you to choose the music for the music and chat show that I do at 10 at reachonair.com. So I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.